Fox News Alert with a high-stakes hearing set to start any minute now on Capitol Hill. That's Jack Smith. He's the former special counsel who twice indicted President Trump, and he has arrived at this hearing just moments ago. He is expected to defend his prosecutions before the House Judiciary Committee and, of course, the American public. That's going to get underway any moment. There's a lot of photographers there.
Could get rough.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Welcome to a brand new hour of America's Newsroom. I'm Dana Perina.
Morning to you. A lot of action today, right?
Yes.
First hour done. Today's testimony now in our second hour follows last month's closed-door deposition with that same committee. But we haven't seen this play out publicly until today. Republicans expected to press Jack Smith on what they call politicized charges against the president. House Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan laying out his questions today.
Takeaway would be Jack Smith, no different than Fonnie Willis, Alvin Bragg, Bob Mueller, impeachment one. It's all part of this effort to get after President Trump. Spent $35 million and, of course, got nothing. And then not to mention he's willing to go get the phone records of multiple members of Congress in his effort to find some way to go after President Trump.
Okay, gavel in the order right now. Chad Pergram's watching it from the Hill. And Chad, let's begin with you there. Hello.
Good morning, Bill. Well, this was a rather chaotic scene when Jack Smith arrived here on Capitol Hill. In fact, they took him to the hearing room, and the hearing room door was locked, so he had to do a U-turn. They took him through a back entrance. I peppered him with several questions once he arrived. Listen. What about the president calling you out the other day? You have any response to Republicans trying to undercut you in this hearing today? What about the president calling you out in his comments? He had some pretty profane language yesterday. Now, sometimes when we have these big figures come to Capitol Hill, we often say that this is their first appearance before lawmakers. That's not the case with Jack Smith. He was here just before Christmas for a closed-door deposition with the Judiciary Committee. Listen to what he had to say.
The decision to bring charges against President Trump was mine. The basis for those charges rests entirely with President Trump and his actions. Our case was built on, frankly, Republicans who put their allegiance to the country before the party.
During that deposition, Smith told lawmakers he believes he could have won a conviction against President Trump. Smith's investigation focused on two things: if the president took classified documents and tried to subvert the 2020 election. Smith says the president is seeking retribution against him. President Trump called him out this week.
Ended Joe Biden's weaponization of our government and removed his hand-picked radical left Marxist prosecutors from the Department of Justice, like deranged Jack Smith. He's a sick son of a...
Now the Supreme Court essentially shut down Smith's inquiry, saying the president enjoyed immunity from prosecution. Democrats will likely defend Smith. Republicans will try to attack his credibility.
He's got a lot to answer for, and you know, these are answers that have been, I think, long overdue. I think he weaponized the system. I think he did what could be permanent damage to the perception of justice in America. So I expect he's going to have some tough questions.
Now, there's a term you're probably going to hear during the hearing today. It's metadata. Jack Smith, Republicans say, was, quote, wiretapping some Republican lawmakers. What he was trying to do was find out who was talking to President Trump around the time of January 6th. There were 9 Republican lawmakers, 1 House member, 8 senators, just trying to figure out who was communicating with the president. That's where you go in and you get the point-to-point data. You don't actually get what was said during the phone call. That is a big issue of contention during this hearing today. Bill?
Okay, all right. The opening statement's going to get underway momentarily, and we'll drop in once we start to get some questions back and forth. So, Chad, thanks for setting the table for us.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.